cracking day it's been today, as well as doing a bit of church stuff this morning. I've got a few jobs done around and about the house, including just checking all the levels in the car. It's weeks since I last drove it, but I want to make sure that everything's there. And this is my trusty friend. I don't know, I've never had a car where you can fill up the windscreen washer stuff easily. So this has seen plenty of action in helping me stop spilling it everywhere and replenishing the windscreen washer. But a funnel is also a very good kind of image to help us understand 2 Kings. Yesterday, as we looked at 1 Kings, we saw how the people of God lost the 3 things that God had given to them. They'd been given the law and they'd failed to keep it. They'd been given God's presence in the temple and they were at risk of losing that, and also at risk of losing the land as well. It had already been divided between the north and the south. Everything that God had given to them was at risk then. Well, 2 Kings takes up the story, and I'm afraid it goes from bad to worse. And by chapter 17, that kingdom in the north, Israel, remember the divided kingdom? That kingdom, Israel in the north, is taken off as it's conquered and defeated by the Assyrians. And by the end of the book of 2 Kings, the southern kingdom, Judah, is conquered by the Babylonians in the 590s, and that's all completed in 587. So the northern kingdom, Israel, goes in 722, and 2 Kings continues until even the southern kingdom is destroyed by the Babylonians, and the people of God are taken into exile. Throughout the book of 2 Kings, though, we get everything being focused on the rulers of God's people, almost as if they are the embodiment of the whole people. Everything is funneled through them and their actions as they represent the whole people of God. Most of them are bad, but we get a couple of good guys. Hezekiah, who halfway through his time changes his mind and sorts his life out and seeks to repair things. And then after the northern kingdom has been destroyed, in the 600s, in the southern kingdom, Josiah likewise comes and tries to sort things out, but it's to no avail. And eventually, both the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom are kind of funneled through an experience of loss as they're led away by enemies from elsewhere. The kings then and their stories, if you like, embodies everything that's going on through the whole people of God. Their rejection of God's ways, they're turning aside from the law, they're turning their backs on God, and as a consequence, they lose the land. Everything is lost. But perhaps also a funnel is a way of helping us to understand how God remains true to his people and how one will come hundreds of years later who likewise will funnel all of the hopes and expectations of the people of God and will again embody Israel, but this time, rather than embodying their disobedience, will embody their obedience. Jesus is like a funnel, funneling all of those experiences and expectations, and yet fulfilling where the people of God previously have disobeyed and got it wrong. Not pretty reading then, 2 Kings, as we read the story of decline and of loss. What will come next? Well, before we find out, we have to rehearse the whole lot again as we look at the book of 1 Chronicles and 2 Chronicles, who give us a different lens through which to look at the same events. So from tomorrow, 1 Chronicles, and then the day after, 2 Chronicles, before we take the story forward and find out what comes after this loss, this taking away into exile.